If you love the drag content and all the exposed, make sure to hit that subscribe button right now and also turn your notifications on.
You started using your voice a little bit more and speaking up more about trans issues. And one of the things that you spoke about in March of 2014 in an interview with Trans Advocate was you spoke up about on RuPaul's Drag Race and using she-male and using the word tranny. Yeah. And that ended up getting taken out of Drag Race in the future, but it ended up causing you some issues. What led you to speaking up, and do you ever think back or regret that decision?
I don't regret the decision, but I do feel kind of, I do feel kind of hurt because I feel like part of my community really abandoned me just because I was trying to have a voice of my own. And it's really sad because I do love my community and I do feel like we get a bad rap. And when it comes time to hold someone accountable that's one of us, we choose to let the oppression win. And that's what I feel like is really messed up, because if RuPaul was a straight man in drag saying that trans women are not allowed, we would be up his butt, and saying how unfair it is. But because I'm viewed and perceived as less powerful or, someone who should let things slide because I was given an opportunity, I feel it's completely unfair. And it's something that RuPaul and a lot of the contestants have contributed to, as far as that underlying shade and throwing subliminals and I feel like it's so rude and messed up and uncalled for. And I really wish that we would wake up and see the damage that we're causing, because for me to be out in the world trying to fight for equality and for inclusivity, but then you go on YouTube and you see my own community members making trash videos about me, it makes us as a whole look like no one can take us serious, and I feel like this sensationalism of objectifying trans women, it runs rampant even in the gay community, as if that's as if that's what defines our existence. And to be honest with you, my life would be 100% easier if I lived within the confines of the gay community, but I don't, and it's not to say that I don't like gay people. No, of course not. But I've journeyed out into exploring other parts of the world and other communities for the sake to pass down information to my trans sisters who are also existing outside of the gay community, who are trying to make a living for themselves as women. And so I just kind of feel like it's a little shocking to me to see that it still happens to this day. And it's very depressing to see some of my own friends who've been on the show contributing to this toxic perception of me. It's a shame. And I feel like it really needs to stop, because it's dumb and it's not worth it. And it's if I had something to apologize for, I would. Mm-hmm. And I've always tried to be as diplomatic as I can be. Some days I don't have such good days, and it does irk me because I am a human being and it hurts my feelings. So I might go off on my live, or I might, whatever. But this has been going on for years and years and years. And it's just not fair. It's not cool. I don't have any regrets, but I really wish that some of us would see a different side of the scenario, because people want to make me the bad guy for some reason, and I don't know where that's coming from.
Do you think that there will ever be a moment where there will be a trans contestant on the show?
I think there'll be a trans contestant on the show when it's beneficial to RuPaul's image, sure, which is fucked up and it's selfish. RuPaul's a selfish man, and it's a shame that he's representing all of us. And it's a shame that a lot of us are giving him credit just because he's the only person out there that's doing it. And that's not really fair. I think it's greedy, and I think it's an abuse of power, and I'm not afraid to speak up about it, and neither should anyone else, and it's safe. It's okay. RuPaul's not going to go nowhere. RuPaul's got a huge fracking business going on. He don't even need the money from Drag Race. You get what I'm saying? He's making millions of dollars from stealing from our planet. So he don't need to be in that position. There's tons of other more qualified LGBT people who are just as talented and have a better heart and have a better idea of what it is to move in society. RuPaul's been separate from society for like, what, 30 years? I don't even know. You know, and I have nothing against RuPaul. I love RuPaul as an artist. I think she's dope, all that stuff. But when it comes to this belief system that I feel like is inherited from the streets, from, you know, a mentality of fear, you know, the separatist like mentality, that like he shouldn't be in a position of power. I'm sorry. Like he just shouldn't be the one to determine, you know, who gets to be on the show and who doesn't, just based on their gender. Like I see an opportunity for trans stories to be told in an artistic and safe way, and he's still denying it. And it's like, I'm the one that's like getting trashed for it. It's like, there's something wrong with this picture, you know? Like, I don't know what it is, but I feel like eventually they're going to, because there's either going to come a time when there's going to be a competitive show that's going to take their viewers down, or people are just going to stop watching Drag Race altogether, you know, and say, screw this. Like, it's not even that serious. It's kind of repetitive every season. Because nowadays people are going on Drag Race who've never done drag before and are just going on what the show setup is. You know, there's a ton and which is fine. I don't care, you know, but what I'm thinking about are all of the people who are still entertaining in the nightclubs, who are part of the community right now and have an ear to our needs, you know, and want to contribute to that change. Like I think about all of them, and a lot of them are trans, and you know, the statistics are not changing. There's a lot of trans girls still getting murdered out there in the street. And if they can find some sort of refuge in the RuPaul's Drag Race franchise, why not? If you could save someone's life and you can change the public's perception, why not just do so? Exactly. You know, and that's always, it's like you got Michelle Visage going on interviews, like talking trash about me. Like, what is it? Grow up. You know what I'm saying? You're a mom, you're a mother. Like that's the example you set for your kids. And it irks me because I've gotten close to these people. Michelle was like very motherly to me, you know, and all this. And then when I see her being a two-face and going on interviews and talking bad about me and continuing to influence this hate Carmen Carrera vibe, that's for me is just like, why would you do that? You know, like it doesn't make sense. I don't know if it's the ego. I don't know if maybe they've been through some stuff, but it's like, for me, it's common sense. You're in a good position, help your people, you know? Exactly. But that's just me.
I mean, you speak a good point, because at the end of the day too, I know seeing my first representation of a gay man on TV, I was like, oh my gosh, there's somebody like me. And drag is such a big platform by having, you know, having lesbians, having, you know, trans women, having trans men, bio queens, all that stuff, and having that, including it on the show, it gives somebody who is in the middle of nowhere, who's watching TV, like, that's me. You know, it gives somebody another voice that, you know, you don't keep hearing the same voice. And I think that those stories do need to be told. And I think it is sad that we don't have that ability.
And plus it keeps the show like interesting. It keeps the show exciting. It keeps the show true to what LGBT culture and LGBT, who we are. Like, you know, it's like, why would that for me as a creative person, if I was a producer, I'd be like, oh my God, heck yeah. Like we've got a ton of options, you know, and I guarantee you, like, even some people will probably watch this interview, you know, and take these ideas and want to go produce something. I hope so. You know, I really do. I hope so, because I've seen and I have felt and I have hugged and I have had heart-to-heart conversations with so many people in our community that deserve a platform too, you know?
You speak your voice, you say what you say in that interview, and then did you face any backlash after that?
Yeah, I got a whole lot of backlash. That backlash is still going on till this day because people want to see me fail, and I'm not ever going to fail. I'm not, you know, like unless I give up, you know, but it's like I'm still getting shit for that, and I don't understand what like I don't understand, darling. So, you know, it was terrible. It was horrible. And I honestly, maybe it was a year or two ago, I tried to make nice with Drag Race and the producers and Rue, you know, like, because I was trying to like, okay, I'm going to have to tiptoe around people's ego. And I know that they're bruised about it, but, you know, I'm going to go to DragCon. I'm going to go and like meet my fans, and I'm going to speak to these producers and like just even though I shouldn't have to like, you know, kiss butt, I'm just going to do it because I was thinking bigger picture. And honestly, like, there's so many fans, and I was hesitant to go to a drag con because I didn't want to deal with drama, but there's so many fans that love me and that, you know, still follow me. And I kind of feel sad that there's a disconnect, you know, because I would love to be a part of, you know, even the production side, or I'd love to be a part of the show in some way, shape, or form. But, you know, I think that some folks on the production side, or even some of the talent, are like, I don't know, like they're afraid that I might steal someone's thunder or something silly, like, because that's the vibe that I get from them. I try to meet with Rue like 4 times, and every single time she has canceled. It's not even like she declined. It's like, no, she just canceled. So I don't know.